And welcome back. We're joined now by Erin Haugen from Red Door Pediatric Therapy in Bismarck. And today we're talking about problem size. Good morning, Erin.
Good morning.
To a child, every problem is huge.
Yeah.
So, how do we take us through? What do we mean by problem size?
So problem size is a concept that we teach kids to help better understand just how big their problems are, the severity of those daily things that are making them upset.
Okay, what age group are we talking about? Where do we start and where do we end?
I think you can start as early as preschool. You might just have to modify it a little bit. So typically we talk about small problems, medium problems, and big problems. And maybe for some of those younger kiddos, we just break it down to small and big.
Okay, and how old are we talking about? How far age-wise do we take this problem?
I mean, I've talked to middle schoolers about it. It just kind of depends if that's an area that they're still struggling with.
Because I know just from experience, you get into the middle school, the junior high, the high school, what to an adult may seem like not a great big deal is a life-altering problem for kids.
Yes.
So.
And that's why we like to give the problem categories specific criteria, so it's very objective. So it's a small problem to me, and it's a small problem to you based on the criteria that we provide.
Okay. You say you like to break it down into small, medium, and large. How do you go about doing that?
So we talk about small problems as problems that only matter to 1 or 2 people. They don't last very long. Nobody gets hurt. It only hurts our feelings, and typically kids can solve these problems by themselves. They don't need adults. They can be ignored.
Give me an example.
So
words on the playground?
Yes, words on the playground, mom or dad saying no, having to have broccoli for supper, those kind of things that we can just kind of go forward with our day. They might make us a little upset, but we shouldn't even have a reaction to them.
Medium-sized problem.
Medium's a little bit bigger, matters to 3 to 9 people. For those younger kids, I might say that these are problems that matter to your whole family, all the people that live in your house. They last a little bit longer, you could get a little bit hurt, and typically adults have to fix these problems.
Okay, when you say could be a little hurt, are we talking physically injured? Okay.
Yeah. There's no physical injury involved in small problems, but medium problems is where we start to see maybe a little injury, but nothing that would send us to the hospital.
Tipping over on your bicycle?
Yes.
Okay. Big problems?
Big problems matter to 10 or more people. So for kids, this might be their whole school, the whole town of Bismarck. They last a long time. The effects of them can last for months or years, and they cause serious injury or even death.
Okay, so you're talking that on the physical end. What about a situation, let's say that you're a student now, or a child in Mandan or in the area or in the state of North Dakota with what took place earlier this week. I know parents and schools are probably talking to these kids. These are issues, I'm assuming, that would fall into one of these categories as well.
Yes, and especially if kids are hearing about this or any problems like that where people pass away, we do consider those big problems because they matter to all of those people's family, their friends, and like in this case, the whole community is affected by it.
Okay, how do you go about solving these issues?
So we always start with teaching kids about the size of the problem, and then we like to move forward to reactions. So problems are what happened to us, reactions are how we respond to them, and then we like to talk about that match. So if we have a small problem, we need to have a small reaction. So if we have broccoli for supper, throwing the broccoli, yelling at mom, saying mean things, that's a big reaction to a small problem, and that doesn't match up. So we try to make those connections for kids by saying, you know, you're having a big reaction, we know this is only a small problem, what are we going to do to bring our reaction back to where it should be? So
somebody has a big reaction to a small problem. Can that also lead to a big problem?
Yes, and a lot of times that it does get confusing for kids. Like they'll think, you know, I hit mom or threw something, that was a big problem. But really that was your reaction to whatever happened before that. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Erin, how do people get a hold of you at Red Door Pediatric Therapy? If they have any questions, we're going to take this a step further.
You can call us at Red Door at 701-222-3175.
Okay. Interesting topic. Always interesting, you know, having gone through the bringing up the children and seeing now, you know, wish I'd have known this stuff then, like I'm learning from you. Thank you so much.
Thanks
Appreciate
for having me.
All right, Monica and I will be back to wrap things up for the week on North Dakota Today right after this.